Are you looking for the ultimate side hustle opportunity? You just simply do not know where to turn or how to find it? Well, listen up. I'm going to share with you a crash course training on exactly what kind of side business you might want to consider, especially if you want a real legitimate business, not some fly-by-night shiny object business that doesn't work or some MLM thing that's going to collapse on you. You want something that's going to work long term, that you can enjoy the benefits of now as well as for many years to come. Then you're going to be shocked and amazed at what I have to bring to you. So buckle up your seatbelts because I have a power-packed training that's going to knock your socks off. So here we go. So I'm here to share with you my one core secret strategy to launching a little known, super simple side hustle business in less than 30 days. It's been so profitable for me. It's allowed me to travel all around the world with my daughter. In fact, this is the same real side hustle business that can make you more money per year than your doctor, dentist, and lawyer combined if you stick with the blueprint. And when you stick to the end of this presentation, I'm going to share with you my free double-pronged income secret, my 150K per month blueprint, step-by-step, the one that I actually use for my own business, and my 4-step business building one-sheet flow chart. So you're going to get all of that at the very end of this. So who's ready for this? I hope you're ready because I'm super excited to share with you all of this information on exactly how to create this powerful and profitable business from scratch. So in this training, I'm going to share with you exactly how I created this highly profitable side hustle business with 2 free apps, without any complicated tech skills, without expensive startup costs, and without spending a lot of time doing this business. Now you might be wondering, well, what are these 2 free apps? Well, I'm pretty sure you've heard of it. In fact, you probably have them on your phone already. It's Kindle and Audible. These are so profitable. It's pretty incredible on how much money you can make with these Amazon apps, okay? So I'm going to share with you exactly how this whole thing works from scratch. Now, I'm going to warn you, this has absolutely nothing to do with building websites, finding any products to sell, or finding suppliers, usually overseas, like in places like China, for example. It has nothing to do with any of that stuff. And of course, it has nothing to do with buying pallets and pallets of inventory, having truckloads of stuff shipped out to you, and then, of course, trying to figure out how to store it all. It has nothing to do with any of that stuff. And then, of course, none of us want to be in the business where we're dealing with shipping and customer service and refunds and all that stuff. And the good news is this business, we don't have to deal with any of that stuff at all. Even better, you can fully automate your digital business with the power of artificial intelligence, or AI. In fact, Amazon is investing heavily in AI with their $4 billion development in their AI-based software. And so AI is something that even my dad was able to learn to be able to do the side hustle business. He's over 75 now, and he was able to actually make money with this business, publishing his first 2 books. And so he's actually doing pretty well with these books. Chris, he was tired of getting what he calls out inflation, does he put it? So he needed some side hustle income to keep himself afloat. He averages about $1,400 per month in this business. Or Jessie, she's a part-time real estate agent and decided to jump on this powerful digital Amazon side hustle opportunity, made her first $12,508 month within her 9 months of starting. So this is a powerful business that anybody can do. In fact, making money with Amazon, Kindle, and Audible is probably the best, most cutting-edge opportunity out there, because you could do this without writing books yourself, without designing book covers, without dealing with publishers. You could do all of this on your own with outsourced professionals. I'm going to share with you exactly how this whole thing works. Take Heather. She was able to finally take her dream trip to Italy after struggling to make ends meet for so many years, and she was able to make $14,967 on 9 of her books in 1 month. In fact, we have over 300 students of ours who are actively earning extra income with our system, working less than an hour a day, and they're people that are no different than you, men and women, young and old, retired, semi-retired. We have people that are in college that are doing really well with this business. Retired wife-husband duo Kimberly and Scott are absolutely killing it with their little side hustle business. It took them only 18 months to get to this point, but with 22 books that they have under their belt, they did their first $103,000 a month. It just is proof that anybody can do this business. It allows you to live your very best life now instead of waiting till someday. Someday, we all know, never comes. And so now is a really good time for you to find that ultimate side hustle business to give you the lifestyle that you probably always dreamed that you wanted. So are you ready to learn everything that you need to know to create the most highly profitable side hustle opportunity? I hope you are, because I'm going to share with you exactly what you need to know to make this business work. Every single step will be talked about so that you know exactly how to make this business work for you, okay? So let's jump right in, shall we? So you're probably thinking, well, Monica, why are you sharing this with people? Why don't you just hog all this information for yourself? Well, I was going to, actually. And then I decided that things are really shifting and changing really quick in the economy right now. In fact, 72% of employees are stressed about finances. 79% are concerned about rising inflation. 59% are, concerned about retirement planning. People are just worried. Millions of people are struggling with finances right now, are in severe debt, have little to no viable income opportunities outside of a job. Many of them just have no idea how they're going to get out of debt, how they're going to be able to keep up with hyperinflation and the massive amount of increase in cost just to be able to survive. Mortgage costs, rent costs, everything is just going up, and there just seems to be no end in sight. And so I decided, why should I hog this opportunity for myself when so many people like you out there need something, an ultimate legitimate side hustle to make money? It just didn't make any sense to me to do that, because too many people are struggling to make ends meet. They're not making enough money from their job to sustain their current household. In fact, some people are taking on 2 and 3 jobs and they're still not able to make it. I'm super lucky. Here I am. My daughter and I moved to Panama City Beach, Florida, and I'm absolutely living my very best ultimate life. And this is how I can help you change your life too. I'm a single mom. I realized that there had to be an easier way for me to solely support my daughter than working 60 to 80 hours per week, because that's what I was doing. So I started this secret side hustle business shortly after, I guess, just really kind of wanting to throw the towel in on my business because I just couldn't do the hours anymore. But I never really openly shared it with anybody what I was doing, because I considered this business shameful. It's kind of like what I call the embarrassing little side hustle, because people always knew me in the investing space, in real estate investing most notably. In fact, I've done tons and tons of seminars, talked to thousands of people all around the world. And I really like the idea of continuing to teach people and train people when it comes to investing and entrepreneurship. But I just couldn't put in the 60 to 80 hours a week, and I started to hate my life because of the amount of hours I was putting in every single week. And so I was able to get a lot of accolades, actually had a best-selling book, had a show with PBS called The Main Way to Wealth. This is, by the way, case in point, how I learned that you don't make money with nonfiction books, because I had a best-selling book and I wasn't making any money at all. And so that's when I realized, wait a minute, how are you having this best-selling book and you're not making any money? And this is when I discovered that all the money is actually not in nonfiction books publishing, which I'm going to talk about soon. So I had a hit show called The Main Way to Wealth, my best-selling book. Was very successful with investing in real estate, had other stressful side hustle businesses on top of that, and I was just really unhappy with the way things were going. I got to the point where I could no longer go at that breakneck pace anymore. And like I said, even worse, as a bestseller, my nonfiction book, The Lost Secret, was making peanuts, as typically nonfiction titles do. So I decided to start a brand new kind of freedom business that I realized, now that I'm in this brand new business, that there's absolutely nothing like it on the planet. So my first Kindle book, these are my humble beginnings on Kindle. It was published under my former married name. And you can see that I published it on October 22nd, 2012. That was a long time ago. And so I didn't make barely any sales. Every holiday season, I still make money on this book. If you want to check it out on Amazon, it's still there. But this is my first Amazon, I guess you could say, attempt at making money on the Amazon KDP platform. And then it hit me, why not publish books that a lot of people want to buy? It's like, hello, McFly, I finally figured it out. Like, why would I want to publish something that barely anybody wants, or these low content books that nobody wants to buy? Or even worse, risk getting banned from Amazon by publishing low content books or PLR books or any of those other types of books that people tell you to do, like public domain and all that. That stuff does not work. Publish stuff that a lot of people want. I'm going to explain to you exactly what that means. So this is what I discovered. One of the things that a lot of people were really interested in was publishing, or rather reading erotica novels. And so I started to write erotica novels, mostly under a pen name, and making an average of $50,000 per month within my first serious year of doing this, which was not in 2012. It took me about just under a decade after my first published Amazon book for me to actually get my head out of my butt and figure out exactly how to make money with this business, writing and publishing erotica novels. And so once I got serious about this business, you could see how my numbers just kind of went up from there, and what I call the snowball effect, meaning that within my first 30 days of actually getting serious about the business, I started to make a couple $1,000, and then I was really starting to get that highly coveted snowball effect where once people read your books and they become a fan, they want to read everything that you have. And so it just kind of snowballs out of control after that point. So this is a really powerful business, but you have to be willing to stick with it. So if you're one of these fly-by-night people that are like, oh, I don't know, I'll try it for 2 weeks and see how it works, this is a legitimate business. Like any other legitimate business, there's going to be some time, effort, and energy involved. You have to roll up your sleeves and be willing to take the steps. And if you're not willing to take the steps and at least work through the whole process for about a year, 6 months to a year solid to work this business, you're not going to make much out of this. This is, again, a serious, legitimate business. All serious, legitimate businesses take time to set up, take time to make work. Any serious, legitimate business. I don't care if you're starting a restaurant. I don't care if you're starting an auto detail business. I don't care if you're starting even a network marketing business or direct sales through Amazon, or I'm sorry, Avon. If you're trying to sell through Avon even, you're still going to have to take time to build up some customers and clientele and pass around catalogs and make calls. And every legitimate business takes time to set up. So if you're thinking this is some fly-by-night, get rich quick overnight scheme, it's not. This is not the business for you. But if you're understanding and willing to set up a business and take the time, effort, and energy to do it, then this is definitely a powerful business that you can make a lot of money from. And you're not going to be working anywhere near the 60 to 80 hours a week that I was working. In fact, I don't even work a fraction of that now. And this business was able to allow me to travel all around the world, and I still do. And my most recent trip was in Paris, and so it was one of my bucket list trips. And so this can allow you to do the things that you want to do as well. In fact, in the next few minutes, I'm going to share with you exactly how you can wildly profit on Amazon as an author or a publisher. If you don't even want to be an author and you just don't want to write anything, I'm going to share with you exactly how to do this business without writing anything and without knowing how to write. You can have other people do it for you and outsource all of that talent so that you can make money with this business, even if you are not a writer, okay? So why the Amazon digital publishing business is different than other businesses: there's low startup costs, very little competition so far. That will change in the near future. And you can automate some of this process through AI or artificial intelligence. And so this business is not a get-rich-quick scheme overnight. It's not a cookie-cutter plug-and-play business like they are a dime a dozen on the internet. And this is not the next shiny object that you could try for a few weeks and drop out. Because if you drop out, you're going to drop out well before you're making hundreds of thousands of dollars per month, and you don't want to do that. So for those of you that understand those basic things about this, this is the opportunity that you should absolutely do, because if you start this business from scratch and you decide to amp up and ramp up the way I share with you, especially in this presentation, you will do really, really well. But this is only for those of you who are really serious about this. So take Nicole. She was struggling with an online marketing funnel business, losing money and going into deep debt. And then she finally decided to start doing this. And within 1 month, she was able to make over $7,000 with her 4 books that she has. Or Shelly, she went from a Starbucks girl, and she ended up quitting her full-time job with Starbucks, and now going into this 14 months later, after initially starting with it, she bought herself a used Mercedes with her profits. She did, in the very beginning of this month, over $50,000 with her 13 books. So in your first 30 to 45 days, I'll show you how you can bring in your first $500 to $1,000, even if you have zero experience and you're totally new to this business. So you don't have to wait a year to make money. You can start making money right away. So before I get into the details about this business and show you undeniable proof that this is real, I want to actually share with you exactly what the steps are. But first, I want to show you something that's really interesting. So I'm going to share with you a no-name author versus a worldwide famous author. There's Liz Tomford. Nobody's ever heard of her. She's not a household name. Yes, she's making over $158,000 per month cash in her pocket just with one book on Amazon. I'm going to share with you what the book is. And then there's Nora Roberts. Everybody's heard of her, especially if you're in a romance world. And she's only making $37,000 per month with her top-selling novel. And that's cash in her pocket on Amazon right now. Now, what are the books? Well, this is Liz Tomford's book. You can see that she made over $158,000 with the one book. And then here's Nora Roberts with her book, just under $37,000. And you don't even have to have a household name. In fact, nobody even has to know who you are. And you don't even have to publish with a traditional top 5 publishing house to make this happen. In fact, if anything, Nora Roberts is getting screwed because she has to give the lion's share of her profits and proceeds of her books to her publishing house. But Liz Tomford doesn't because she is a self-published author, meaning that she gets the vast majority of her money. That, of course, she shares 30% with Amazon, but she gets 70% of that revenue cash in her pocket. So compare these two authors. No-name author Katharina Mora, nobody knows really who she is. She's making over $273,000 a month just with this one book. Or Danielle Steele, everybody's heard of her, making only $27,000 a month with her top-selling novel. Here are the novels right here. And again, Danielle Steele is sharing the vast majority of her profits with her publishing house. Katharina Mora is sharing nothing with no one except 30% with Amazon, and she's making the vast majority of the money cash in her pocket just from this one book. Katharina Mora is making over $1 million a month, believe it or not. That's how much she's making with these very basic, very simple romance books. And you can do the same as well, because anybody who understands how this business works can make money with it. Now, especially if you're a woman, there's literally no other business opportunity out there that's making women wealthier than this Amazon publishing opportunity. It's crazy how much money people are actually making. So if you're serious about creating a business that can provide you with the lifestyle and freedom that you want, then this is absolutely the business for you. In fact, there's no other business out there you should even be considering. So I'm about to reveal to you exactly how you can launch your own 7-figure Amazon publishing business and start earning $10,000 per month in record time, all right? So let's take a case study. There's Sarah. She accidentally stumbled on this publishing model, and now she's pocketing about $1 million per month like clockwork. You've probably now seen her books where she's making over $2 million, but by the time she actually has to pay out Amazon fees and some of her marketing costs, she's actually pocketing about $1 million, but she grosses over $2 million per month writing these very unique fantasy romances. She lives in Philadelphia with her husband, dog, and her son, most definitely living the ultimate life of financial freedom. And now you'll actually see some of her books in bookshops across the country. So here's case in point. This is, again, gross. By the time Amazon takes out their fees, then she's pocketing about $1 million a month. So if you don't believe me in what these authors are making, just simply go to katiebestsellers.com. You want to use this software, katiekeywordtool.com. It's a software that you only have to pay for one time. It's not a monthly fee. And even cooler than that, it's cheaper than what you'll pay for lunch this week. And so it's just an amazing tool that allows you to see exactly what these publishers are actually making on Amazon as paid bestsellers. And you can see what's making money. I mean, that's where it starts. Now, take a look at how simple this is. So Elle Steele, I can tell you exactly how she does this. And so she actually literally lifts and steals pretty much everything, which is kind of fitting for her last name, Steele, because she actually steals everybody's idea. So if this cover looks familiar, it's because she actually ripped off the whole concept of Katharina Mora's book and decided to create her own with the same roses and the ring and all that other stuff. And what you can see here is that she's actually making quite a bit of money off of a book that she essentially ripped off from another author. In fact, she's making over $230,000 a month for this one book, and she's got several other titles, okay? So it just goes case in point that you don't have to be that creative. Like, she literally will steal pretty much everybody's ideas. You can see that she's stolen from Emily Rath and Liz Tomford with the whole hockey theme. She has ripped off other authors like Laura Pavlov with the mafia-based theme. She's ripped off Katharina Mora with The Wrong Wife and The Proposal, that kind of theme. So she literally doesn't come up with any original ideas herself. She literally just rips off other authors and what they're doing, and she's making a killing. She's making hundreds of thousands of dollars per month cash in her pocket. And you could very well do the same. Now, I don't really agree with the way she's doing it, and I don't really agree that you should just rip off and copy people like this closely. But it just goes to show you that you don't have to be that creative to do really well in this business. She doesn't write any of these books. She uses a ghostwriter, and she basically just has the ghostwriter take the general themes of all these other authors' books and just basically create books from scratch for her, and she's making an absolute killing doing it. So it's as simple as doing research, calculating how much is potentially possible using the software that I shared with you, and then simply emulating what other authors and other publishers are doing on Amazon. And it's that simple. And then it's wash, rinse, repeat. And you want to aim to publish as many books as you humanly possibly can. So we briefly covered the research and the calculating potential profit part, but let's talk about the AI, to have the AI systems help you write your books, okay? So step one, you want to gather the best-selling tropes and themes, which are essentially keywords of books that are doing really well, through your Amazon bestseller research. So, for example, tropes and themes might be billionaire romance, small-town romance, marriage of convenience, ex-best friend. Those are considered like what we call tropes and themes in this business. So you want to gather what the most best-selling ones are currently right now, and ideally in the top 20, but you can go down to like the top 50. I like to look at the top 20 paid Amazon bestsellers. And then step number two is to use ChatGPT or equivalent to help you create a basic overview of the story. You want to type in ChatGPT, create a romance story about a billionaire in a small town who will marry his best friend's ex-fiancée to inherit his fortune. You can see how quickly this system will help you outline your book. ChatGPT will help you create a broad outline for your novel within mere seconds, and this includes a book title for you, character names, the setting, everything. And of course, you could change any of the components you don't like. Like, for example, if you don't like the hero's name or the heroine's name, you can change it. You don't like the setting, you could change it. But it will literally outline your entire book for you for free. ChatGPT is a free software. Now, step number four, you want to plug your story into proprietary novel writing AI-based software to flesh out each chapter. This will give you a short draft to work with. The software costs between $12 and $44 per month, depending on which option you choose, which beats the heck out of paying thousands of dollars for a ghostwriter to do this for you. Because essentially what this will do is save you a lot of money on ghostwriter fees by using the software. So step number five is to hire an affordable professional from Fiverr.com or Upwork.com to complete the fleshing out of your novel. This is what we call fluffing, which means that you'll give them a draft and they will fluff it out, and this will cost only like a few $100s to be able to do this, rather than having to pay $2,000 to $5,000 for a ghostwriter to write a book from scratch for you, which generally takes about 2 to 3 months on the low side. And that's if you're not waiting in line for them to complete other novels and projects for other people. Because if they're really good, you're going to be waiting in line, and you might be waiting 6 months to have a book written by a ghostwriter from scratch. So this is the alternative way of doing it. So step number 6 is that instead of hiring an expensive editor, you want to run your final book text through a software to make sure that it's grammatically correct and that everything is kind of polished. And this is also included in the cost of your software, which is between $12 and $44 per month, depending on the option you select. So this will turn out any book that you want in about a month if you do it this way, because you want to be on that book a month track if you're going to make maximum dollars and minimum time in this business. And so ideally, you'll be able to crank out a book per month. Now, maybe you're thinking this seems overwhelming. Where do I start? Most likely, you have no clue as to how to begin when it comes to starting your own highly successful and highly profitable Amazon publishing business. So that's where Fiction Profits, my Amazon business blueprint, comes in. So let's take Laura, for example. I'm going to give you an example here. So we have a student, and it took her from nothing to $400,000 per month, and that's cash in her pocket. So remember, there's fees that have to go to Amazon, and there's fees that have to go to marketing your books. So she grosses over $700,000. She pockets about $400,000 per month, and she writes small town romances. She lives in Las Vegas, living the life of her dreams. And so she basically started with us not too long ago. And it did take her some time to ramp up and amp up everything, but now this is where she's at. And you can see her books on Amazon. In fact, one of her books most recently made the top 100 Amazon bestseller list, and you don't have to be in the top 20 to make tons of money. You can be down at the bottom. You don't even have to be on the top 100 list to be making a lot of money with your books, okay? So this is one of her books, one of many. Just the Kindle alone is making over $65,000 per month. And then, of course, when you add in Audible, it's another almost $19,000 a month. And then, of course, paperback, but that's kind of a wash, because here's a secret between you and I about paperback books is you want to have them on there. You always want to have your Kindle, Audible, and paperback options for your readers. However, your paperback books are not going to make that much money because it costs so much money for Amazon to create the book from scratch. So you'll be lucky to make a few cents from each sale of the paperback. So I don't really even consider that when I'm adding up all of the potential profits from a book. The vast majority of your income is going to come in from Kindle, where you're going to get 70% of the proceeds of your book sales. And then Audible book is going to be less than that. So you want to be able to take into consideration like where you're going to be making the vast majority of your money, and it's going to be on Kindle, believe it or not. So total for this one book in 1 month is over $86,000. And so maybe you need to understand that people do pay us $50,000 for us to create 2 3-box series. So yes, if you wanted to hire our company to create 2 3-box series, three book series, which would be 6 books total, people pay us $50,000 to do that, because this is how profitable these books can be. It's worth the $50,000 if you're going to turn around and make $200,000 or more off of those series. So here's the financial breakdown approximately. Now remember what I said about paperbacks. They don't really make that much because of the cost that it costs for you to actually create the paperback through Amazon, but Audible book will pay you 40%. Kindle books will pay you 65 to 70%. We'll assume that $0 was for the paperback. For Audible, she was making a little over $7,500. For Kindle, she made a little over $42,000. I'm sorry, $7,500, $42,000. So total cash in her pocket for this one book for 1 month, not just total, for 1 month is over $50,000. So she didn't hire us to do 2 3-book series for her because she didn't have the money for that. Most people don't. She started this business from scratch. And so please note that this is how much one book could be worth in 1 month. And this is why people pay us $50,000 to do 2 3-book series for them. It's because of how profitable this business is. Now, the cool thing is you don't even have to pay $50,000 to have us do a book series for you, because you can do it yourself, as I kind of explained through this very simple steps that I described to you. And it's worth it because this is such an incredibly profitable opportunity. In fact, it can make you a few extra $100 to a few extra $1,000 per month. I mean, think about it. If you were just to make an extra, say, $300 to $500 a month, maybe an extra $2,000 to $3,000 a month, would that actually significantly change your life? And it probably would. I mean, it would help out with your car payment. Maybe you'd be able to buy a new car. Maybe that would cover your mortgage and your taxes and insurance. I mean, maybe that would cover a lot just by making just a few hundred to an extra, $2,000 to $3,000 per month. And that's what you can do with this business in the very least. Now, take the top 100 paid Amazon Kindle romances right now. So let's take 100, number 100, dead last on the list. And then she did everything wrong. If you think about it, there's no Audible, there's no paperback. You should always have 3, which is, again, Kindle, Audible, and paperback. You should always have all 3. She only has 1, which is Kindle. And she's making a whopping $15,000 a month with this book. And it's dead last on the list. In fact, you don't even have to be on the list to make money. This book's not even anywhere near the list, and she's making over $7,000 a month with this one Kindle book, okay? And it's number 1,773 in the Kindle store and still making over $7,000 a month just from this one book. So how is it possible to make this kind of money on these cheesy little books? It's because there's low competition. There's a huge insatiable demand and appetite for these hot-selling fiction novels. And you can get in on the action as long as you stick with the 4-point fiction profits blueprint, just like I did, and just like many of our other students have over the years. And it could take you from 0 to at least $10,000 to $20,000 per month within your first year doing this. like it has for hundreds of other people just like you, including myself, okay? So take Katharina Mora, makes over $228,000 per month on Amazon, and that's cash in her pocket after all of the expenses are paid out. Or take Liz Tomford, over $309,000, writes sports romance novels, mostly hockey romance novels. Or Candy Steiner, makes over $600,000 per month, writes roller coaster romance novels. Or Elsie Silver, makes over $1 million a month, writes small town romance novels. The sky's the limit on how much you want to make or how little you want to make. And the reason that these people are so successful is that they use a system that helps them turn out hot-selling book after hot-selling book on a consistent schedule, treating this like a full-fledged business, creating books that are each worth tens, even hundreds of thousands of dollars per month per book, because they produce books that are high in demand. Okay, that's the key there. Now, here's Amazon's dirty little secret when it comes to romance. The vast majority of these books are written by ghostwriters or with the help of AI novel writing software programs. They're never actually written by a listed author or pen name shown on the book cover. It's like you're going to be like a movie producer. You bring in all the elements and components for a final creative product, and then you profit from it. It's 100% legal, and it's the best way to do it if you're going to crank out a lot of titles in a short period of time. So you're ready to discover exactly how you can become one of these wealthy Amazon publishers? I hope so, because I'm going to share with you exactly how this is possible, how you can use our 4-point fiction profits blueprint that I myself use to create a 7-figure Amazon publishing business, and you can too. So step number 1 is the publishing success setup. You're going to lay down the basic business groundwork. It includes finding the most profitable fiction niche of the highest interest via a very simple research project online. So if you're interested in romance, go for romance. If you're like, I'm not doing romance, I like mystery or I like thriller, then go ahead and do mystery and thriller. If you like action adventure, do action adventure. But you want to do your research first to find out if these books are making money and how much money they're making and what the hottest tropes and themes are in that genre. Then you want to choose a pen name that matches your genre, but also allows you to get the same .com domain. You don't want .net, you don't want .org, you want the .com. So you're going to have to come up with a pen name. If it's romance, it's going to be a woman's pen name, or it's going to be initials and a last name, but it's not going to be your real name. I don't use my real name for my books, and you shouldn't either. You also want to create the right novel names, to create the right subtitles, create the right covers for maximum sales, and you're going to emulate a lot of what's already selling like hotcakes, kind of like how Elle Steele does it, except you don't want to be that brazenly ripping off people. You don't want to do it that way. You want to be a little more creative when it comes to creating new titles for your books. And then you want to set up a publishing website. This is super easy to do, and a lead magnet, because you want to get subscribers. You want to have built-in raving fans before you release your first book so that you can gain traction right out of the gate. Now, believe it or not, you can have your entire business set up in less than a week with our 5-day Jumpstart Roadmap. The Fiction Profits Amazon Publishing Blueprint that I use to create a $150,000 per month business is the same exact blueprint that hundreds of millions of Amazon publishers are using right now to make tons of money on Amazon. In fact, within your first month using our Amazon Publishing Blueprint, you'll likely start making $300 to $500 within your first 30 days of publishing your first book, okay? So step number 2 is the outsource for maximum leverage. So after you do your basic research, you have your pen name, you have your domain and everything else, maybe even your basic website set up, you'll want to get your book written by a ghostwriter. This is what I had to do because there wasn't the prolific kinds of AI-based software programs out there that there is now. So I had to pay thousands of dollars to set up my first book. You will not have to pay this kind of money. In fact, my first book cost me $2,000 to write. It was another $2,000 to edit, and it was another $1,000 or so to have the Audible version done, the voiceover version done. It was like $5,000 for my first book. And nowadays, you don't have to pay any of that because with the AI-based software, with hiring some professional to fluff out your book for a few $100s, to hire somebody to do the cover of your book for $80 to $100, and then, of course, they have an AI-based Audible software within the Amazon system so that once you upload your Kindle book and it's approved, you can then pick from about a dozen different voices that will do the instant Audible version of your book for you, and Amazon offers that for free. So you don't even have to pay the voiceover anymore like I did when I first started out. So this is how I started out. And I had to do all these things, which you don't have to do. You just basically simply have to choose your tropes and themes and start writing it through the novel writing AI-based software. So then this third step I used was that I launched my book, and this included having a 250-word blurb, which nowadays AI-based software can do, a professional cover, and a professionally done layout of the book. And my first book generated just under $17,000 in its first 30 days. And again, my total out-of-pocket investment was less than $2,200, and that was just doing it on the cheap, finding a cheap ghostwriter, finding a cheap everybody. But I'm telling you, my second book cost me $5,000. My third book cost me $6,000, because this was before AI-based software was a thing, and before I can not hire an Audible voiceover to do the work for me. So a lot has changed, and you could see the numbers and this is actual bona fide numbers from my system, and the kind of money that I started making once I understood how to gain traction with this business. Initially only releasing one book per quarter, then a book every other month, and then finally now a book every month is what I do now. So yes, it's highly probable that by the end of the first year, you'll realistically have 10 to 20,000 in Amazon publishing revenue within a month if you're only publishing one book a month. Now, step 4 is once I started to get revenue from my first book, I launched my second and third book within 5 months thereafter. And I heavily relied on using ghostwriters to do a lot of the work, because I really was focusing in on the marketing, which is where the rubber meets the road in this business. And this is how Fiction Profits really changed my life, is that this was a dream long before I decided to do this. I always wanted to be in the publishing business, and I finally got the business that I always wanted, because this is, in my opinion, the world's most perfect business for me. And it can be for you as well. You could see one of my first attempts at a pen name that I no longer use anymore, but this is kind of my sorry excuse for a book. You could see the cover sucks. You could see that the title of it kind of sucks. I didn't really understand what I was doing, but back then I was just still experimenting to see what I can do and what I can maybe potentially make out of a career for writing and as a publisher. And that's when I decided to switch over in about 2020 doing erotica novels. And that's when everything kind of took off and changed for me. And it could change for you as well. Now, meet my business partner, Robert Blade Robinson. He was able to make over $189,000 within about 5 months with his 38 books. He averages about $37,000 per month. And it just goes to show you that anybody can do this, because he's a dude. He publishes under a female pen name, which is typically what dudes do. And I could share with you exactly how to set up your entire digital Amazon publishing business within only 5 days. Want to hear how I can share with you exactly how to do that? It's pretty simple how to do it. In your first 5 days, you'll be shown more about how to create a multi-million-dollar Amazon publishing business, than which you'll find many of those $2,000 plus mentorship groups will show you online. In fact, here's a couple of them here. They charge you $2,000 for outdated courses. They want a percentage of your royalties. But then if you want to get to the good stuff, you're going to have to pay about $10,000 plus for their one-on-one text membership, if that's what you want to do. And I don't really recommend that you spend this kind of money on education, like $12,000, $15,000, when you could be using that money to invest in your actual business, your publishing business itself. So we'll share with you everything you need to know, give you all the resources, and even one-on-one sessions up front without any additional cost, making this the perfect opportunity for you, even if you have zero hands-on experience with writing, creating stories, or having any publishing experience whatsoever, because this is exactly what these people did to get started. Take Adriana Locke, makes just under $100,000 per year on Amazon, writes big family, small-town romances, and lives in the Midwest. Or Elle Steele, I talked about her before. She makes over $300,000 a month, basically ripping everybody else off. We already talked about her. Or Melanie Harlow makes over $100,000 a month writing sweet, sexy, feel-good romance. And then Pippa Grant makes approximately $200,000 a month writing unique romance novels. And these are just people just like you and me. Emily Rath just under $500,000 a month writing hockey romances of all things. So don't take my word for it. You can verify all this by going to kdbestsellers.com. Do not put the www in there. And then you can use the software at kdkeywordtool.com. You can get the software and actually verify all of these financial details if you don't believe what I'm saying. Because if these people can do it, so can you. And I'd like to share with you exactly how you could be my next Amazon digital publishing success story. You want to hear it? All right. So it's with Fiction Profits. So this is going to work for anybody who's willing to follow through with all the instructions provided, somebody who makes no excuses and just does it and has a burning desire to make tens of thousands of dollars per month in net profits in Amazon publishing. And of course, somebody who understands that this is not a get-rich-quick overnight scheme and has a patience to build a legitimate business over time. And if you fall into any or all these categories, then you're in luck because this is the business for you. And here's how you can kickstart your successful businesses with the 5-day Fiction Profits Jumpstart. It's only 5 days, which will share with you exactly how to set up your entire business in less than a week. Kind of like how Tina did it, where she has 2 books right now and she makes on average about $1,300 a month. Your next step is to complete your books, and you want to do that. So the 5 days Jumpstart will share with you exactly how to find your pen name, how to set up your basic business stuff, and then you want to jump into Fiction Profits, which is a 6-module Power Pack program, which will share with you exactly how to complete your book, so then that way you have something to sell for your business. And so you want to take Abel. He makes on average about $3,000 a month with his 3 books, and he did it all through Fiction Profits. And then you want to go into the Advanced Fiction Profits. This is another 6 modules. These are the modules that Ben uses now to make a little over $8,000 a month, and he does it under a pen name. So you want to do the 5-day Jumpstart. Then you want to move into Fiction Profits, which is 6 modules, and then Advanced Fiction Profits, which is another 6 modules. And then finally, you have a special bonus, which is the most cutting edge. It's Fiction Profits 2.0. It shows you how to use AI to build out your best-selling books. And you'll also have access to the best-selling novel writing AI software. You're going to get all of this stuff to be able to help you launch and set up your most highly profitable, successful Amazon publishing business. Now, the most incredible bonuses that you're going to get is your top selling tropes and themes, including the outline formula for all your books, all the course materials, including the ghostwriter agreement that you're going to want to send to your ghostwriters, your publishing business flowchart to keep you on track and profitable at all times, the secret resource to get instant reviews to drive your book sales, the core marketing secret to go from 0 to 10,000 in 30 days. This is how you need to market your books if you want to sell as many books as possible. Total value, absolutely priceless, okay? So for those of you that want to take fast action, I have something incredible for you. It's a one-on-one session to help you find a pen name and plan your first powerful book series. This is only for full pay, fast action bonus people. And so if you are not one of these people that wants to jump on this quick, then you're not going to be able to take advantage, and it's for full pay only. And so you'll get a one-on-one session, and we will help you find a pen name, and we'll help you plan your first book series. I mean, how powerful is that? That is priceless. In fact, TJ did this, and this was the book series that helps him make over $6,000 per month. Here's another special bonus: weekly trainings, one-on-one call sessions, additional course module trainings, and upgrades for life. This is also a full pay, fast action bonus. And then there's a quick cash bonus. You want to It's a building an Amazon business. It's going to take you time, but there's a profitable side hustle you can do for quick money now, and I'll train you on exactly how the side hustle works. So then that way you're not waiting 6 months to a year to finally wait for your profitable Amazon publishing business to take off. You can actually profit from this business now, and this is also a full pay fast action bonus. And you can see why this whole deal would be worth exactly $4,997 or even more. But then I realized that I wanted to make you an offer you can't refuse so everybody can afford this to get involved in this business. And so therefore I decided that I want to give you all of this, and I want to give it to you for a deal. And you're going to get it all for $1,997. That's the full pay, which would allow you to get all the bonuses, or you can do this for $199 per month. Powerful, powerful stuff, but this is a limited time opportunity. I do have an ironclad money back guarantee, but this is for those of you that want to stick with it, okay? I want you to give this business an honest try for a year. If you're one of these people that signs up for something and then you try it for 5 minutes and you want a refund, don't sign up, because this is not for you. That's not what the guarantee says. The guarantee is that you give this a bona fide, legitimate try. You get your books rolling, you get them out there, and if it doesn't work out, then we can give you a refund, okay? So we also want to pay you $1,000. All those people that offered us testimonials, we want your video testimonial, and once you give us a video testimonial along with your income screenshots, we want to give you $1,000, okay? $1,000 cash. Now the real question is it worth you gambling a few weeks of your time to check this out? Because after all, if it does only half of what I've claimed it can do on this webinar today, wouldn't it pay for itself in less than a few months? I would say so. I strongly urge you to go to fictionprofits.com now to get started with this, because another week, another month, another year is just going to go by, and you're not going to be able to build anything you're proud of. You're not going to be able to build a legitimate business that's going to give you a cash flow. You're not going to be able to build something that can give you financial freedom if you're sitting on your ass doing nothing, or hoping, or dreaming, or praying, or thinking you're going to win the lottery. None of that stuff's going to work out for you. Instead, you could take the bull by the horns and decide to finally get off your ass and do something that you've always wanted, something that you can be proud of, something that can give you the cash flow that you've always dreamed of in your life, to give you the financial freedom to do the things that you've always wanted to. Because I hate to break it to you, but the economy is not as good as you think it is. It's almost like this airplane that's basically collapsing in the air. And doing nothing and hoping that everything's going to be okay might not give you the results that you're looking for. You might be up a creek without a paddle, facing poverty eventually at some point if you don't start doing something about it, which means you're going to have to find a side hustle, something that's going to allow you to prosper like you've never prospered before, because there's really no in between. Things are getting more expensive. Nothing's getting cheaper, which means that if you don't do something about your financial situation now and you're barely hanging on now, what do you think is going to happen when food costs continue to go up, when inflation continues to go up, when utilities continue to go up, when housing continues to go up? What are you going to do if you can barely hang on now, right? You have to find a side hustle. And if it's not this one, you make sure that you find something that's legitimate, that you can do, that you want to do, to make money on the side, because otherwise you're going to be working 3 jobs just to make it. And that's if you have the energy to do that. So if you don't want to give this a shot, at least find something else that resonates with you, because otherwise you're going to be in a whole lot of trouble in a very short period of time. So this is what you're going to be getting, all of this stuff. And it's all for $1,997 today, or $199 per month. And you go to Fiction Profits right now. So listen, it's amazing how many people will squirm at over investing in a viable business, but they don't bet an eyelash over getting into deep debt for a college degree. Because I will tell you that this costs less than what your books would cost in one semester at a 4-year university. Trust me, I know. This is me getting my degree in December of 2016. It's a MFA in creative writing. It's from UCR. And I spent $100,000 on this degree, along with my BS degree. And neither of them have made me a single cent in the real world of making money. Yet people will run out and get degrees left and right, thinking that that's the way to make money, and that's not the way to make money. But yet they'll squirm about spending a couple $1,000s on something that can make them hundreds of thousands of dollars per month. It's like pretty incredible. So if you didn't sign up immediately, it means maybe you're not ready to invest in yourself. Maybe you just don't want a better future. Maybe you don't believe you're capable of making the kind of money that I showcased other people are doing just like you. Or maybe you just don't need this kind of money, in which case I'm not really sure why you're still watching this presentation, but maybe you just don't need the money. I mean, who knows? I'm nothing really special. This is me standing in front of my childhood house in Markham, Illinois. I'm not really good at math or English. I didn't do very well in school. I suck at communicating with people. I can't sell my way out of a paper bag. But yet I've made millions of dollars in the publishing business, and so can you, okay? So how am I able to do this? It's because being in the business of writing and marketing, I've been doing this for over 30 years. I know what I'm doing. I've been publishing on Amazon since my very humble beginning in 2012, which I shared with you. I continue to spend hundreds of thousands of dollars on finite trainings and ongoing education to stay up to date with everything. And I want to know what all the current trends are. So I spend the time, effort, energy, and money to figure it all out and keep moving forward. But wouldn't it be easier just to piggyback off of my experience and my success so that I can personally help you with your business? And I would say, yes, it is. That's absolutely priceless, because it really does suck to try to reinvent the wheel and try to figure all this out on your own. It's a waste of time trying to do this by yourself, because even though you might think it's cheap or free, like for example, going to get a $10 book on Amazon about publishing on Amazon, but there's a lot of stuff they don't tell you. And so getting that $10 book is going to cost you 2 or 3 years of you trying and failing at trying to do things that are not right or not the way to do it, when I could share with you exactly how to do this business to be successful right out of the gates. So what I want you to do is jump on board right now while you still can. You'll get all of this stuff: the 5-day Fiction Profits Jumpstart, the Fiction Profits for Beginners, the Advanced Fiction Profits, Fiction Profits 2.0, access to the best novel writing AI-based software. You'll get a special bonus, which is a one-on-one call with me and my team to share with you exactly how to find your pen name, as well as how to plan your first 3-book series. You'll get an additional special bonus: lifetime access to weekly trainings, additional one-on-one call sessions, course module additions and upgrades. You'll also get the quick money side hustle training to start making money right away while you're building your Amazon publishing business. You'll also get the top selling tropes and themes, including the outline formula for all your books, all the course materials, including the ghostwriter agreement, publishing business flowchart to keep you on track and profitable, the secret resource to get instant reviews to drive your book sales, and the core marketing secret to go from 0 to 10,000 in 30 days once your book is live and published. The value of this is absolutely priceless. You can get started now for a one-time lifetime access payment of only $1,997, or you can go $199 per month. If you have any questions before you want to join the program, then you can go ahead and call my office, 850-588-5500. Unlike other online marketers, we actually do have a phone number to call to reach out to somebody if you have any questions, and we can answer any questions you might have about this program or about Fiction Profits, because we want you to be as successful as possible, as quickly as possible. So you want to sign up right now at fictionprofits.com while you still can, and while this price point still is $1,997. And again, this is all the stuff you're going to be getting for $1,997, which is a lifetime access price point. And the cool thing is, you will be able to have us or our team find a pen name for you and be able to help you set up your first successful 3-book series. That's really valuable, because others are not willing to do that for you. You're on your own. You have to figure it all out on your own, and we do not want you to be on your own. We want you to be supported, and we are here to support you. So go to fictionprofits.com now, or scan the QR code on the screen, because now is the time to get all of this stuff at this price point. The price will be going up soon, and I don't want to see you miss out on any of these bonuses. This is lifetime access for $1,997. And remember, if you're going to be successful at a business, you want it to be a legitimate business, something that does take time to build, but something that can last you a lifetime. And this is that business. This is the business that you've been looking for. So you definitely want to go to fictionprofits.com right now, while you still can, while this opportunity is still available for you. And if you have any questions, you can always call us, 850-588-5500. We can address anything that you might need. We're available Monday through Friday from 9 a.m. to 5 p.m. Central Time, okay? So go to Fiction Profits right now, and I'm really excited to be able to help you with your journey to successfully publish romance novels or mystery or thriller novels through a ghostwriter, or maybe ones that you write on your own, whatever you choose. And I'm really excited to be part of this journey with you, all right? So go to fictionprofits.com now. Don't put the www in there, just fictionprofits.com, or you can go ahead and scan the QR code right now while you still can. So what'd you think of the training? Pretty powerful and amazing stuff, don't you think? I think so. So listen up. If you want to get started with this, now is the time. Time's a-ticking. And listen, a year from now, you're still going to be a year older, but hopefully you'll start to make some money in a real legitimate business instead of just floundering about, struggling your ass off, and just wondering where the next dollar is going to come from. I mean, aren't you tired of living like that? I know years ago when I was looking for opportunities, I was tired as all hell in trying to figure out ways of making money. And it's just so amazing to be able to make money like clockwork without worrying month after month, year after year. So this is the business for you. If it seems like it was resonating with you, then you're definitely going to want to jump on board while you still can, because a year from now, again, you're still going to be a year older, but you might as well start making money a year from now rather than just constantly trying to tread about on the treadmill, wondering how your future is going to turn out. Because if you don't take the bull by the horns now, things are just going to get worse. Things are going to get more expensive. Nothing's going to change for the better for you if you're not taking command of your financial future now, okay? So go down below, get started while you still can. This is Monica Min signing off, and I'll see you in the next video.